Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, the numbers are in for the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board for the month of September. So here's what I want to share with you. Number one, let's look at this year right up to the end of September. What's going on with sales, listings, and months of inventory. Second thing, and this is going to be very good news, let's do a comparison of the sales and the average price or the benchmark price, say from September of last year to September of this year. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the average price, or I should say the benchmark price, of all different types of properties, so condos, detached, that sort of thing, and I'm going to compare Fraser Valley to Vancouver. So let's have a look at what's going on. So again, you've seen this before if you follow my videos. We got January right through to the end of September. So we started out the year, you can see, with 784 sales. Of course, what happened? It continued to grow as it does, 982 up to 1221 to 1383. And then, of course, the best month of the year was 1517, which took place in May. And then, as usually happens, it starts to go down a little bit as the summer comes. We went to 1,300, 1,458 in July, which is a decent July compared to June and August, 1,297 in August, and we ended at 1,343 in the month of September, which is up 3.5%, okay, from August. Now, let's look at our inventory. You can see you started the year with basically 6,000 listings. Now, if I take the sales, divide into the listings, it gives me your months of inventory. Remember, supply and demand determines price going up, price going down. 4 to 6 months balance, above 6 months buyer's market, below 4 is going to be a seller's market. Look where we started. We started at 7.6 months. This is a buyer's market. And what started to happen, it started to creep down, went to 6.5 in February, and then we moved into a balanced market right here. March went to 5.7, April 5.7, May 5.6, and June we jumped up right here because, see, our sales were down quite a bit, but our listings were up 6.5, July 5.7, August 6.2. In September, we're now back into a balanced market. So when I look at all of this, I say overall, what we're starting to see is we're starting to see the market move the right way. Why do I say that? Look at these numbers. September 2018, you did 1,035 sales. You did 1,343 this September, up 30%. Beautiful looking number. We're moving the right direction. What about average price? We were 722 last year. We're 733 this year. So look at our average price is up slightly. So the sales are not near what they were, say, 3 or 4 years ago. I get that, okay, or 4 years ago. But we're starting to move in the right direction and we're starting to see some recovery. And I'm going to say to you that the bottom happened at the beginning of this year, and I think now we're starting to recover. Now look at this. If we take the months of inventory, which you can see here for 2017, we started about 4.5. And went down, right? You know, things were pretty good. We're cruising along here, right? And you can see we ended up here at 2.8. Now, you know, we're sitting here at below 5, right? And then we end at 2.8, which is very, very good. Then we go to 2008. We start just over 3. You can see we're going along. And of course, what happened? All of a sudden, our inventory went way up. And this is when our market dramatically changed right here, okay, which was like May and June of last year. And we got up to 7.4 right here. And we ended at 6.8. So what happened this year? Look at the white one. We started at 7. We started high, but it came down a little bit, went up a little bit right here in June, but then we went below last year's line. So you can see we've been just a little bit low. Now, what do I suspect? Nobody knows for sure. I'm hoping this is going to stay down here, which is going to continue to strengthen the prices of your market. Doesn't mean that sales are going to go through the roof like they were a number of years ago, but they're getting better. That's the good news. So what about this? This is sort of cool. Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. This is your benchmark price of detached townhouses and apartments. So you look at this, you can see your detached prices are up by 3%. Now, no matter how you cut it, that's a pretty healthy market. We've got to get away from what was going on where prices were going up by 12 and 15 and 20 and 22%. That was crazy and that is not sustainable. So we're in here in a very balanced market. Look at townhouses. They were down a little bit by 4.6% and your apartments, okay, down by 2%. Now how does that compare? So remember, detached was up, townhouses were down, condo apartments were down. How does that compare to Vancouver? Well, look at this. Vancouver detached, look at the prices, okay? 1.5, that was last September, this September 1.4. They're down by 8.7. Okay, what about townhouses? Down by 8.4, and apartments down by 5.2. So overall, you can see what's going on. Our sales are starting to increase compared to last year, okay? Sort of we can see light at the end of the tunnel. What's happening is we're operating in a very balanced market right now, but the Fraser Valley real estate is doing better than in Vancouver, which is very, very good news. So I look at it overall, I say, okay, the number of sales that are happening right now, it's not what was going on 3, 4, 5 years ago, I get it. But in all fairness, 3, 4, 5 years ago was out of control. And we can't sustain those types of sales for a long period of time because prices go up too fast. So I look at it this way, I say, yes, maybe the pie used to be this big, now maybe the pie is this big in terms of sales, it's come down. But I think we're in a more workable market right now. Now, does it require different skills? You got to be better at pricing property? Yes. Better at motivating buyers? Yes. But the days of being an order taker as a real estate sales professional, completely over. Now you have to be a skilled salesperson. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. And at the end of the day, remember everybody, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.